Hello, we are live. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. We are incredibly excited to present for you a piece we've been working on for pretty much a month now. We are going to be presenting for you an adapted presentation of A Midsummer Night's Dream. We are calling Dreaming of Midsummer. This is a student production. These really fantastic students have been working on this all throughout the month of June. And before I bring them in, I just want to take a moment to tell you why we're here tonight, not only for this presentation, but to help support Theater Strong. Theater Strong is designed to help the local theaters in the Rogue Valley, help support them through this time of great upheaval. If you look in the links down below in the description, you'll find links to the different theaters around and the ways that you can directly support them. Many theaters in the area have wristbands, Theater Strong wristbands that you can purchase. So, collect them all, build your collection so that you can help support these fantastic institutions that have really brought so much to us as actors and so much to us as theater lovers. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring in our performers. We'll do a quick audio check, make sure everything's working, and we'll begin. So let's bring in everybody. So please welcome Emma, Serenity, Mateo, Madeleine, and Ella Rose. Let's do a quick audio check for everybody. Emma, is your audio working?
I think so.
Sounds good to me. Serenity?
Yes.
Awesome. Madeleine?
I think so. Sound good.
Sounds good to me. Ella Rose?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Do we have Mateo?
I think I'm on.
I think you're on. That looks like everybody. So I'm going to duck out. I'll be reading the stage directions and leave you in the very comparable hands of these fantastic performers. So this is Dreaming of Midsummer. As the play begins, there is a bare stage and a single performer. Puck enters, sniffing a flower, and addresses the audience.
In Athens, we prepare a wedding day. The Duke has found a duchess, lucky boy, but they are just the backdrop of our play. We follow those who try to scheme and ploy. Fair Hermia is promised to a man who loves her dear but cannot catch her eye. Demetrius will get her if he can. Let's hope it's not a play where lovers die. Poor Helena is hopelessly in love. Demetrius is always on her mind. She prays and sends her hope to the skies above, but her salvation's very close behind. For lovers know not what lies in store. What seems rough will soon be smoothed and more.
Puck exits. Lysander and Hermia enter. Hermia has just been given terrible news. She has been promised to another man. She is distraught.
How now, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast?
Like for want of rain, which I could well, between them from tempest of my eyes.
Ay me, for aught that I could ever read, could ever hear by tale or history, the course of true love never did run smooth.
If then true lovers have ever been crossed, it stands as an edict in destiny. Then let us teach our trial patience, because it is customary cross, as due to love as thoughts and dreams and sighs, wishes and tears, poor fancy's followers.
Ah, good persuasion. Therefore, hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, a dowager of great revenue, and she hath no child. From Athens is her house remote 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only son. There, gentle Hermia, may I marry thee. Into that place the sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me then, steal forth thy father's house tomorrow night, and in the wood, a league without the town, there will I stay for thee.
My good Lysander, I swear to thee, by Cupid's strongest bow, by his best arrow with the golden head, by all the vows that ever man have broke, in number more than ever woman spoke, in that same place thou hast appointed me. Tomorrow, truly, will I meet thee.
Keep promised love. Look, here comes Helena.
Helena enters.
Godspeed, fair Helena, whither away?
Call you me fair? That fair again and say, Demetrius loves your fair, oh happy fair! Your eyes are lodestars, and your tongue sweet air, more tunable than lark to shepherd's ear, when wheat is green, when hawthorn buds appear. Sickness is catching. Oh, were favor so, yours would I catch, fair Hermia, ere I go. My ear should catch your voice, my eye your eye, my tongue should catch your tongue's sweet melody. Were the world mine, Demetrius being baited, the rest I'd give to be to you translated. Oh, teach me how you look, and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius's heart.
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
Oh, that your frowns would teach my smiles such skill.
The more I hate, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
None but your beauty. Would that fault were mine.
Take comfort. He no more shall see my face. Lysander and I and myself will fly this place.
Helen, to you our minds we will unfold. Tomorrow night, when Phoebe doth behold her silver visage in the watery glass, decking with liquid pearl the bladed grass, a time that lovers' flight doth still conceal, through Athens' gates have we devised to steal.
And in wood where often you and I upon fate primrose beds where wont to lie, empty in our bosoms of their counsel sweet, there my Lysander and myself shall meet, and thence from Athens turn away our eyes to seek new friends in strangers' companies. Farewell, sweet playfellow, pray for us, pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee, Demetrius. Keep word, Lysander. We must starve our sight from lovers' food till morrow deep midnight.
I will, my Hermia. Helena, adieu. As you on him, Demetrius dote on you.
Hermia and Lysander exit.
How happy some or others can be. Through Athens I am thought as fair as she. But what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know what all, but he do know. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind, and therefore is love said to be a child, because in choice he is so oft beguiled. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eyne, he hailed down oaths that he was only mine. I will go tell him of fair Hermia's flight. Then to the wood will he tomorrow night pursue her, and for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense. But herein mean I to enrich my pain, to have his sight thither and back again.
The scene shifts to the house of Peter Quince, who has gathered a troupe of actors together to begin rehearsals for a performance for the Duke and Duchess's wedding celebration.
Here is the scroll of every man's name, which is thought fit through all Athens to play in our interlude before the Duke and Duchess on his wedding day at night.
First, good Peter Quince, say what the play treats on, then read the names of the actors, and so grow to a point.
Mary, our play is the most lamentable comedy and most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
A very good piece of work, I assure you, and merry. And now, good Peter Quince, call forth your actors by roll.
Answer as I call you. Nick Bottom, the weaver.
Ready. Name what part I am for and proceed.
You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus.
What is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant?
A lover that kills himself, most gallant for love.
That will ask some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms, I will condole in some measure. To the rest, yet my chief humor is for a tyrant. I could play Ericles rarely, or a part to tear a cat in, to make all split. The raging rocks and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates. Amphibius's car shall shine from far, and make and mar the foolish fates. This was lofty. Now name the rest of the players.
Francis Flute, the bellows mender.
Here, Peter Quince.
Oh, Flute, you must take Thisbe on you.
What is Thisbe? A wandering knight?
It is the lady that Pyramus must love.
Nay, faith, let me not play a woman. I have a beard coming.
No, that's all one. You shall play it in a mask, and you may speak as small as you will.
And I may hide my face. Let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak in a monstrous little voice. Thisbe, Thisbe. Ah, Pyramus and lover dear, thy Thisbe dear and lady dear.
No, no, you must play Pyramus and flute you Thisbe.
Well, proceed.
Snug, the joiner. You must play the lion's part, and I hope here is a play fitted.
Have you the lion's part written? Pray you, if it be, give it to me, for I am slow of study.
No, you may do it extempore, for it is nothing but roaring.
Let me play the lion too. I will roar, that I will do any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar, that I'll make the Duke say, let him roar again, let him roar again.
And you should do it too terribly. You would fright the Duchess and the ladies, and they would shriek, and that were enough to hang us all. You can play no part but Pyramus, for Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man, as one shall see on a summer's day, a most lovely gentleman-like man. Therefore, you must needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it.
Masters, here are your parts, and I am to entreat you, request you, and desire you to con them by tomorrow night, and meet in a palace wood, a mile without the town, by moonlight. There we will rehearse, for if we meet in the city, we will be dogged with company, and our devices known.
We will meet, and there we may rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect. Adieu.
The acting troupe exits, and Puck enters to introduce the next act.
The human players of our farce are set, and now we travel deep into the wood. We find the peaceful land of fairies, yet even here, the action's not all good. My name is Puck, and I'm of the sort that loves to cause a bit of trouble. So if you feel you're a victim of sport, you may just find me, look both high and low. Our lovely king and queen have fallen out. A conflict has dispersed the sounding joy. They fight and argue, trading bout for bout about the eventual home of one small boy. And now we'll see what happens when these fae do mix with humans. Here from night to day.
Oberon, king of the fairies, enters from one side of the stage. Titania, queen of the fairies, enters from the other. Both are accompanied by an entourage.
Ill met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What jealous Oberon! Fairies, skip hence. I have forsworn his bed and company.
Tarry, rash wanton! Am not I thy lord?
Oh, then I must be thy lady. But I know when thou hast stolen away from fairyland, and in the shape of Corin sat all day, playing on pipes of corn, and versing love to amorous Phillida. Why art thou here? Come from the farthest steppe of India? But that, forsooth, the bouncing Amazon, your buskined mistress and your warrior love, to Theseus must be wedded, and you come to give their bed joy and prosperity.
How canst thou as for shame, Titania? Glance at my credit with Hippolyta, knowing I know thy love to Theseus.
Oh, these are the forgeries of jealousy. And never, since the middle summer's spring, met we on a hill, in dale, forest, or mead, or paved fountain, or by rushy brook, or in the beached margent of the sea, to dance our ringlets in the whistling wind. But with thy brawls thou hast disturbed our sport. Therefore the winds, piping to us in vain as in revenge, have sucked up from the sea contagious fogs, which falling in the land have ever pelting river made so proud that they have overborne their continents. The ox hath therefore stretched his yoke in vain, the ploughman lost his sweat, and the green corn hath rotted ere his yoke attained a beard.
Do you amend it then? It lies in you. Oh, why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairyland buys not the child of me. His mother was a votaress of my order, and in the spiced Indian air by night, full often hath she gossiped by my side. But she, being mortal, of that boy did die, and for her sake do I rear up her boy, and for her sake I will not part with him.
Ah, how long within this wood attend you stay?
Perchance till after Theseus's wedding day. If you will patiently dance in our round and see our moonlight revels, go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare your haunts.
Give me that boy, and I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Fairies, away! We shall chide downright if I longer stay.
Titania exits with her entourage.
Well, go thy way. Thou shalt not from this grove till I torment thee for this injury. Oh, my gentle Puck, come hither. Thou remembers since once I sat upon our promontory and heard a mermaid on a dolphin's back uttering such dulcet and harmonious breath that the rude sea grew civil at her song, and certain stars shot madly from their spheres to hear the sea maid's music.
I remember.
Ah, that very time I saw, but thou couldst not. Flying between the cold moon and the earth, Cupid, all armed, a certain aim he took at a fair vessel thrown by the west, and loosed his love shaft smartly from his bow, as it should pierce 100,000 hearts. Yet marked I where the bolt of Cupid fell. It fell upon a little western flower, before milk white, now purple with love's wound, and maidens call it love and idleness. Fetch me that flower. The herb I shewed thee once, the juice of it on sleeping eyelids laid, will make or man or woman madly dote upon the next live creature that it sees. Fetch me this herb, and be thou here again ere the Leviathan can swim a league.
I'll put a girdle around the earth in 40 minutes.
Puck exits.
Having once this juice, I'll watch Titania when she is asleep, and drop the liquor of it in her eyes. The next thing then she waking looks upon, she shall pursue with the soul of love. And ere I take this charm from off her sight, as I can take it with another herb, I'll make her render up her page to me. Huh, who comes here? I am invisible, and I'll overhear their conference.
Demetrius enters, and Helena follows him on.
I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Where is Lysander and fair Hermia? The one I'll slay, the other slayeth me. Thou toldest me they were stolen unto this wood, and here am I, and woe within this wood, because I cannot meet my Hermia. Hence, get thee gone, and follow me no more.
You draw me, you hard-hearted adamant, but yet you draw not iron, for my heart is true as steel. Leave you your power to draw, and I shall have no power to follow you.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair? Or rather, do I not in plainest truth tell you I do not, nor I cannot love you?
And even for that do I love you the more.
Tempt not too much the hatred of my spirit, for I am sick when I do look on thee.
And I am sick when I look not on you.
I'll run from thee, and hide me in the brakes, and leave thee to the mercy of wild beasts.
Demetrius exits.
I'll follow thee and make a heaven of hell, to die upon the hand I love so well.
Helena exits after him.
Fare thee well, nymph. Here he do leave this grove. Thou shalt fly him, and he shall seek thy love.
Puck enters.
Hast thou the flower there? Welcome, wanderer.
Aye, there it is.
I pray thee, give it me. I know where the wild thyme blows, where oxlips of the nodding violet grows. There sleeps Titania some time of the night, lulled in these flowers, dances in delight. And with the juice of this, I'll streak her eyes and make her face. Take thou some of it, and seek through this grove. A sweet Athenian lady is in love with a disdainful youth. Anoint his eyes, but do it when the next thing he espies may be the lady. Thou shalt note the man by the Athenian garments he hath on. Affect it with some care, that he may prove more fond on her than she upon her love. And look thou meet me here the first cockcrow.
Fear not, my lord. Your servant shall do so.
Puck and Oberon exit. Titania is brought on, lounging on a flowery bed, asleep. Oberon enters stealthily and drops a bit of the juice from the enchanted flower over her eyes.
What thou seest when thou dost wake, do it for thy true love take. Love and language for his sake, be it ounce or cat or bear, pard or boar with bristled hair. And thy eye that shall appear when thou wakest, it is thy dear. Wake when some vile thing is near.
Oberon exits, and Titania is brought off. Lysander and Hermia enter.
Fair love, you faint with wandering in the wood. And to speak truth, I have forgot our way. We'll rest us, Hermia, if you think it good, and tarry for the comfort of the day.
Be it so, Lysander. Find you out of bed, for I upon this bank will rest.
One turf shall serve as pillow for us both. One heart, one bed, two bosoms, and one troth.
Nay, good Lysander, for my sake, my dear, lie further off yet. Do not lie so near. Such separation as may well be said becomes a virtuous bachelor and a maid. So far be distant. And, good night, sweet friend. Thy love nearer altered till thy sweet life end.
Here is my bed. Sleep give thee all his rest.
With half that wish, the wisher's eyes be pressed.
They sleep. Puck enters.
Through the forest I have gone, but Athenian found I none on whose eyes I might approve this flower's force in stirring love. Night and silence. Who is here? Weeds of Athens he doth wear. This is he, my master said, despite of the Athenian maid. And here the maiden, sleeping sound on the dank and dirty ground. Churl, upon thy eyes I throw all the power this charm doth owe. When thou wakest, let love forbid sleep his seat on thy eyelid. So awake when I am gone, for I must now to Oberon.
Puck drops juice from the enchanted flower on Lysander's eyes, then exits. Demetrius enters, followed by Helena.
Stay, though thou kill me, sweet Demetrius.
I charge thee hence, and do not haunt me thus.
Oh, wilt thou, darkling, leave me? Do not so.
Stay, on my peril, I alone will go.
Demetrius exits.
Oh, I am out of breath in this fond chase. The more my prayer, the lesser is my grace. But who is here? Lysander, on the ground. Dead or asleep? I see no blood, no wound. Lysander, if you live, good sir, awake.
Lysander awakes and sees Helena. The enchantment takes hold.
And run through fire I will for thy sweet sake. Transparent Helena, nature shows heart, that through thy bosom makes me see thy heart. Where is Demetrius? Oh, how fit a word is that vile name to perish on my sword.
Do not say so, Lysander, say not so. Yet Hermia still loves you, then be content.
Content with Hermia? No, I do repent the tedious minutes I with her have spent. Not Hermia, but Helena I love, who will not change a raven for a dove.
Wherefore was I to this keen mockery born? When at your hands did I deserve this scorn? It's not enough, young man, that I did never, no, nor never can, deserve a sweet look from Demetrius's eye, but you must flout my insufficiency? But fare you well. Perforce I must confess, I thought you a lord of more true gentleness. Oh, that a lady of one man refused should be by another, therefore be abused.
Helena exits, exasperated.
She sees not her Hermia. Oh, Hermia, sleep thou there. Never mayst thou come Lysander near.
Lysander exits, pursuing Helena. Hermia awakes from a nightmare.
Help me, Lysander, help me. Do thy best to pluck this crawling serpent from my breast. I need for pity what dream was here. Lysander, look how do I quake with fear. Lysander, what removed? Lysander, Lord. What, out of hearing gone? No sound, no word? Alack, where are you? Speak. And if you hear, speak. Of all loves, I swoon almost with fear. No, then I will perceive you all night. Either death or you I'll find immediately.
Hermia exits deeper into the forest. The scene shifts to the woods around Titania's flowery bed, now closed. The acting troupe enters for their rehearsal, not noticing Titania in the background.
Are we all met?
Pat. And here's a marvelous convenient place for our rehearsal. This green plot shall be our stage, this hawthorn brake our tiring house, and we will do it in action as we will do it before the Duke.
Peter Quinn,
What sayest thou, bully bottom?
there are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword to kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
I believe we must leave the killing out when all is done.
Not a whit. I have a device to make all well. Write me a prologue, and let the prologue seem to say we will do no harm with our swords, and that Pyramus is not killed indeed. And for the more better assurance, tell them that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom, the weaver. This will put them out of fear.
Well, we will have such a prologue, and it shall be written in 8 and 6.
No, make it 2 more. Let it be written in 8 and 8.
Will not the ladies be afeard of the lion?
Masters, you ought to consider with yourselves to bring in, God shield us, a lion among ladies is the most dreadful thing, for there is not a more fearful wildfowl than your lion living, and we ought to look to it.
Therefore another prologue must tell I am not a lion.
Nay, you must name his name, and half his face must be seen through the lion's neck, and he himself must speak through, saying thus, or to the same effect, ladies, or fair ladies, I would wish you not to fear, not to tremble, my life for yours. If you think I come hither as a lion, it were pity of my life. No, I am no such thing. I'm a man, as other men are.
Well, it shall be so. But there's 2 hard things. That is, to bring the moonlight into the chamber, for, Pyramus and Thisbe meet by moonlight.
Why, then may you leave a casement of the great chamber window, where we play, open, and the moon may shine in at the casement.
Aye, or else one must come in with a bush of thorns and a lantern, and say he comes to present the person of moonshine. Then there's another thing. We must have a wall in the great chamber, for Pyramus and Thisbe, says the story, did talk through the hole of a wall.
You can never bring a wall? What say you, Bottom?
Some man or other must present wall, and let him have some plaster, or some loam, or some rough cast about him, to signify wall, and let him hold his fingers thus, and through that cranny shall Pyramus and Thisbe whisper.
If that may be, then all is well. Come, sit down and rehearse your parts.
Puck enters unseen.
What hampin' homespuns have we swaggering here, so near the cradle of the fairy queen? What? A play toward? I'll be an auditor, an actor too, perhaps, if I see cause.
Speak, Pyramus, Thisbe, stand forth.
Thisbe, the flowers of odious savor sweet.
Odors, odors.
Odors savor sweet. So hath thy breath, my dearest Thisbe dear. But hark, a voice. Stay thou but here a while, and by I will to thee appear.
Bottom exits to wait for his cue.
A stranger Pyramus than your plate here.
Puck exits, following Bottom.
Must I speak now?
Aye, marry, must you. For you must understand that he goes, but to see a noise that he heard, and is to come again.
Most radiant Pyrrhus, most lily white of hue, of color like the red rose on triumphant briar, as truest horse that yet would never tire. I'll meet thee, Pyramus, at Ninny's tomb.
Ninus's tomb, man. Why, you must not speak all that yet. That you answer to Pyramus, you speak all your part at once, cues and all. Your cue is never tire.
Oh, as truest horse that yet would never tire.
Bottom re-enters, closely followed by Puck. Bottom's head has been replaced with that of a donkey. Bottom has not noticed.
If I were fair, Thisbe, I were only thine.
Oh, monstrous! Oh, strange! We are haunted! Pray, masters, fly, masters, help!
Quince, Flute, and Snug exit in panic in all directions.
I'll follow you. I'll lead you about a round. Through bog, through bush, through brake, through briar. Sometimes a horse I'll be, sometimes a hound, a hog, a headless bear, sometimes a fire. And neigh and bark and grunt and roar and burn, like horse, hound, hog, bear, fire, at every turn.
Puck exits, chasing after them.
I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of me, to fright me if they could. But I will not stir from this place. Do what they can. I will walk up and down here, and I will sing. They shall hear I am not afraid.
Bottom begins nervously singing. Titania awakes and sees him, and the flower's enchantment takes hold.
Oh, I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is much enamoured of thy note, so is mine eye enthralled to thy shape, and thy fair virtue's force perforce doth move me on the first view to say, to swear, I love thee.
Methinks, mistress, you should have little reason for that. And yet, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Not so, neither. But if I had wit enough to get out of this wood, I have enough to serve mine own turn.
Out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here whether thou will or no. I am a spirit of no common rate. The summer still doth tend upon my state, and I do love thee. Therefore, go with me.
Several fairies enter and surround Bottom.
Oh, come, wait upon him. Lead him to my bower. The moon, methinks, looks like a watery eye, and when she weeps, weeps every little flower, lamenting some enforced chastity. Tie up my love's tongue. Bring him silently.
The fairies lead Bottom away. Titania follows. Oberon enters.
I wonder if Titania be awakened. Then what it was that next came to her eye, which she must dote on in extremity.
Puck enters.
How now, mad spirit? What night rule now about this haunted grove?
My mistress with the monster is in love. Near to her close and consecrated bower, while she was in her dull and sleeping hour, a crowd of patches, rude mechanicals that work for bread upon Athenian stalls, were met together to rehearse a play intended for great Theseus's nuptial day. The shallowest, thick skin of that barren sort, who Pyramus presented in their sport, forsook his scene and entered in a break, when I did him at this advantage take. An ass's knoll I fixed upon his head, anon his Thisbe must be answered, and forth my mimic comes. When him they sigh, at his sight away his fellows fly. I led them on in this distracted fear, and left sweet Pyramus translated there. When in that moment, so it came to pass, Titania awakened, and straightway loved an ass.
This all falls out better than I could advise. But how's thou yet latched the Athenian eyes with the love juice, as I did bid thee do?
Took him sleeping. That is finished too. And the Athenian woman by his side, that when he awakened, of force she must be eyed.
Hermia enters, followed by Demetrius.
Stand close. This is the same Athenian.
This is the woman, but this not the man.
Oh, why rebuke you him that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
Now but I chide, but I should use these worse. For thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain Lysander in his sleep, being o'er shoes and blood, plunge in deep, and kill me too. It cannot be. Thou hast murdered him. So should a murderer look so dead, so grim.
So should the murdered look, and so should I, pierced to the heart with their stern cruelty. Yet you, the murderer, look as bright, as clear, as yonder Venus in a glimmering sphere.
What's this to my Lysander? Where is he? Ah, good Demetrius, wilt thou give him me? I pray thee, tell me then that he is well.
And if I could, what should I get there for?
Hermia, that's a privilege never to see me no more.
A privilege never to see me more, and from thy hatred presence part I so. See me no more, whether he be dead or no.
Hermia exits.
There is no following her in this fierce vein. Here, therefore, for a while I will remain. So sorrow's heaviness doth heavier grow, for debt the bankrupt sleep doth sorrow owe.
Demetrius sadly lies down and goes to sleep.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite, and laid the love juice on some true love's sight. Of thy misprison must perforce ensue some true love turned, and not a false turn true. About the wood go swifter than the wind, and Helena of Athens look thou find. All fancy sick she is, and pale of cheer, with sighs of love that cost the fresh blood dear. By some illusion see thou bring her here, I'll charm his eyes against she do appear.
I go, look how I go, swifter than arrow from the Tartar's bow.
Puck exits, and Oberon runs the enchanted flower across Demetrius's eyes. Puck re-enters quickly.
Captain of our fairy band, Helena is here at hand, and the youth mistook by me, pleading for a lover's fee. Shall we their pond pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be.
Stand aside. Noise they make will cause Demetrius to awake.
Then we'll two at once woo one? That needs be sport alone. And those things do best please me, that befall preposterously.
Enter Helena, pursued by Lysander.
You do advance your cunning more and more. When truth kills truth, O devilish holy fray, these vows are Hermia's. Will you give her o'er? Weigh oath with oath, and you will nothing weigh. Your vows to her and me, put in two scales, will even weigh, and both as light as tails.
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
Nor none in my mind now that you give her o'er.
Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you.
Demetrius awakes and looks at Helena. The flower's enchantment takes hold.
O Helena, goddess, nymph, perfect, divine, to what, my love, shall I compare thine?
Oh, spite! Oh, hell! I see you are all bent to set against me for your merriment. If you were civil and knew courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. Can you not hate me, as I know you do, but you must join in souls to mock me too? You both are rivals and love Hermia, but now are both rivals to mock Helena.
You are unkind, Demetrius. Be not so, for you love Hermia. This is you know, I know. And here with all goodwill, with all my heart, in Hermia's love, I yield you up my part, and yours of Helena to me bequeath, whom I do love and will do till my death.
Never did mockers waste more idle breath.
Lysander, keep thy Hermia, I will none. If e'er I loved her, all that love is gone.
Helen, it is not so.
Disparage not the faith thou dost not know, lest to thy peril thou abide it, dear. Look where thy love comes, yonder is thy dear.
Hermia enters, looking desperate.
Dark night, that from thy eye his function takes, the ear more quick of apprehension makes. Thou art not by mine eye, Lysander found. Mine ear, I thank it, brought me to thy sound. But why unkindly did thou leave me so?
Why should he stay, whom left doth press to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love, that would not let him bide. Fair Helena, who more engilds the night than all you fiery O's and eyes of light?
You speak not as you think, it cannot be.
Lo, she is one of this confederacy. Now I perceive you have conjoined all three to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Helena, most ungrateful maid! Have thou conspired? Have you with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision? Is all the counsel that we two have shared, the sisters' vows, the hours that we have spent, when we have chid the hasty-footed time for parting? Oh, is it all forgot? All school days, friendship, childhood innocence?
I am amazed at your passionate words. I scorn you not. It seems that you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander, as in scorn, to follow me and praise my eyes and face? And made your other love, Demetrius, who even now did spurn me with his foot to call me goddess, nymph, divine, and rare? I do persever, counterfeit sad looks, make mouths upon me when I turn my back, wink at each other, hold the sweet jest up. But fare ye well, 'tis partly my own fault, which death or absence soon shall remedy.
Stay, gentle Helena. Hear my excuse. My love, my life, my soul, fair Helena.
Oh, excellent.
I say I love thee more than he can do.
If thou say so, withdraw, improve it too.
Hermia goes to Lysander and takes him by the arm.
Ah, hang off, thou cat, thou burr, vile thing, let loose, or I'll shake thee from me like a serpent.
Why are you grown so rude? What change is this? Do you not jest?
Oh, yes, sooth, and so do you.
Demetrius, I'll keep my word with thee.
I would I had your bond, for I perceive a weak bond holds you. I'll not trust your word.
What, should I hurt her? Strike her? Kill her dead? Although I hate her, I'll not harm her so.
What can you do me greater than harm than hate? Am not I Hermia? Are not you Lysander? I am as fair now as I was erewhile. Since night you loved me, yet since night you left me. Why? Then you left me. Oh, gods forbid it, in earnest shall I say.
Aye, by my life, I never did desire to see thee more. Be certain, nothing truer, 'tis no jest, that I do hate thee, and love Helena.
Oh me, you juggler, you canker blossom, you thief of love. What, have you come by night and stolen my love's heart from him?
Fine, i'faith. Have you no modesty, no maiden shame, no touch of bashfulness? What, will you tear impatient answers from my gentle tongue? Fie, fie, you counterfeit, you puppet, you!
Puppet? Why so? Aye, that way goes the game. Now I perceive that she hath made compare. Between our statues she hath urged her height. How low am I, thou painted maypole? Speak, how low am I? Am I not yet so low, but that my nails can reach up unto thine eyes?
I pray you, though you mock me, gentlemen, let her not hurt me. I was never cursed. I have no gift in all this shrewishness. Let her not strike me. You perhaps may think, because she is something lower than myself, that I can match her.
Lower, hark again.
Oh, good Hermia, be not so bitter with me. I evermore did love you, Hermia. Did you ever keep your counsels, never wronged you. And now, so you will let me quiet go to Athens, will I bear my folly back and follow you no further. Let me go. You see how simple and how fond I am.
Be not afraid, shall not harm thee, Helena.
No, sir, she shall not, though you took her part.
Oh, when she's angry, she is keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when we went to school, and though she be but little, she is fierce.
Little, again, nothing but low and little. Why will you suffer her to flout me thus? Let me come to her.
Hermia lunges at Helena, but Lysander restrains her.
Get you gone, you bead, you acorn.
Lysander pushes Hermia away.
Now she holds me not. Now follow, if thou darest to try whose right, of thine or mine, is most in Helena.
Follow. Nay, I'll go with thee, cheek by jowl.
Demetrius and Lysander exit.
You, mistress, all this coil is long of you. Nay, go not back.
I will not trust you, I, nor longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands than mine are quicker for a fray. My legs are longer, though, to run away.
Helena runs off.
I am amazed, and know not what to say.
Hermia slumps off. Oberon and Puck reveal themselves again.
This is thy negligence. Still thou mistakest, or else commits thy knaveries willfully.
Believe me, King of Shadows, I mistook. Did you not tell me I should know the man by the Athenian garment he had on? And so far blameless proves my enterprise that I have anointed an Athenian's eyes. And so far am I glad so did sort, as their jangling I esteem a sport.
Thou seest these lovers seek a place to fight. I, therefore, Robin, overcast the night. The starry welkin cover thou anon with drooping fog as black as Acheron, and lead these testy rivals so astray as one come not within another's way, till o'er their brows doth counterfeiting sleep with leaden legs and batty wings doth creep. Then crush this herb into Lysander's eyes, whose liquor hath this virtuous property. Take from thence all error with his might, and make his eyeballs roll with wonted sight. When they next wake, all this derision shall seem a dream and fruitless vision, and back to Athens shall the lovers wend, with leagues whose date till death shall never end. Whiles I in this affair do thee employ, and I'll to my queen and beg her Indian boy. And then I will charmed eye release from monster's view, and all things shall be peace.
Oberon exits. As Puck begins the ritual, fog fills the stage.
Up and down, I will lead them up and down. I am feared in field and town, goblin lead them up and down. Here comes one.
Lysander enters.
Where art thou, proud Demetrius? Speak you now.
Here, villain, drawn and ready. Where art thou?
I'll be with thee straight.
Follow me then, to plainer ground.
Lysander exits, trying to follow the voice. Demetrius enters.
Lysander, speak again. Thou runaway, thou coward, art thou...
Thou coward, art thou bragging to the stars, telling the bushes that thou lookest for wars?
Yea, art thou there?
Follow my voice, we'll try no manhood here.
Demetrius exits in a different direction. Puck catches up with Lysander and watches him from afar.
Oh, the villain is much lighter heeled than I. I followed fast, but faster he did fly. Got follow him I in dark, uneven way, and here will rest me.
Lysander lays on the ground.
Oh, come thou, gentle day. For if but once thou show me thy grey light, I'll find Demetrius and revenge spite.
On another part of the stage, Puck catches up with Demetrius.
Where art thou?
Come hither, I am here.
Nay then, thou mockest me. Thou shalt buy the spear. If ever I thy face by daylight see. Now, go thy way. Faintness constraineth me to measure out my length on this cold bed. Thy day's approach, look visited.
Demetrius lies down and sleeps. Puck crosses to another part of the stage and finds Helena.
O weary night, O long and tedious night, abate thy hour. Shine comforts from the east, that I may back to Athens by daylight, from these that my poor company detest. And sleep, that sometimes shuts up sorrow's eye, steal me away a while from my own company.
Helena lies down and sleeps. Puck crosses again and finds Hermia.
Never so weary, never so in woe, bedabbled with the dew and torn with briars. I can no further crawl, no further go. My legs can keep no pace with my desires. Here will I rest me till the break of day. Heaven shield Lysander if they mean a fray.
Hermia lies down and sleeps.
On the ground, sleep sound. I'll apply to your eye, gentle lover, remedy.
Puck crosses to Lysander and runs the remedy flower over his eyes.
When thou wakest, thou takest true delight in the sight of thy former lady's eye. And may the country proverb known, that every man should take his own, in your waking shall be shown. Jack shall have Jill, naught shall go ill. The man shall have his mare again, and all shall be well.
Puck exits, and Titania's flower bed is brought on by her entourage. On the bed are Titania and Bottom.
Oh, come, sit thee down upon this flowery bed, while I thy amiable cheeks do coy, and stick musk roses in thy sleek, smooth head, and kiss thy fair large ears, my gentle joy. Wilt thou hear some music, my sweet love?
I have a reasonable good ear in music. Let's have the tongs and the bones.
Or say, sweet love, what thou desirest to eat?
Truly, a peck of provender. I could munch your good dry oats. Methinks I have a great desire to a bottle of hay. Good hay, sweet hay, hath no fellow.
I have a venturous fairy that shall seek the squirrel's hoard and fetch thee new nuts.
I had rather have a handful or two of dried peas. But I pray you, let none of your people stir me. I have an exposition of sleep come upon me.
No, sleep thou, and I will wind thee in my arms. Fairies, be gone, and be always away.
The fairy entourage exits.
So doth the woodbine the sweet honeysuckle gently entwist. The female ivy so enrings the barky fingers of the elm. Oh, how I love thee, how I dote on thee.
They rest on the flower bed and go to sleep. Puck and Oberon enter.
Welcome, good Robin. Seest thou this sweet sight? Her dotage now I do begin to pity, for mean her of late behind the wood, seeking sweet favours from this hateful fool. I did upbraid her and fall out with her, for she his hairy temples then had rounded with a coronet of fresh and fragrant flowers. When I had at my pleasure taunted her, and she in mild terms begged my patience, I then did ask of her her changeling child, which straight she gave me, and her fairy sent to bear him to my bower in fairyland. And now that I have the boy, I will undo this hateful imperfection of her eyes, and, gentle Puck, take this transformed scalp from off the head of this Athenian swain, that he, awakening when the other do, may all to Athens back again repair, and think no more of this night's accidents, but as the fierce vexation of a dream. Now, my Titania, wake you, my sweet queen.
Oberon uses the antidote flower on Titania's eyes. She awakes.
My Oberon, what visions I have seen. Methought I was enamored of an ass.
There lies your love.
How came these things to pass? Oh, how mine eyes do loathe his visage now.
Fairy King, attendant Mark, I do hear the morning lark.
Then, my queen, in silence sad trip we after the night's shade. We the globe can compass soon swifter than the wandering moon.
Come, my lord, and in our flight, tell me how it came this night, that I sleeping here was found with these mortals on the ground.
Puck, Oberon, and Titania exit, and the fog begins to lift. Lysander, Demetrius, Helena, and Hermia slowly awake as the dawn begins to break. They look at each other with confused expressions.
Oh, pardon, my friend.
How comes this gentle conquered in the world, that hatred is so far from jealousy, to sleep by former hate and fear no enmity?
I think I shall reply amazedly, half sleep, half waking, but as yet, I swear, I cannot truly say how I came here. But as I think, oh, truly would I speak, and now do I bethink me. So it is. I came with Hermia hither. Our intent was to be gone from Athens, where we might, without the peril of the Athenian law.
I know not by what power moves me, but by some power it is. My love to Hermia, melted as the snow, seems to me now as the remembrance of an idle god which in my childhood I did dote upon. And all the faith, the virtue of my heart, the object, the pleasure of mine eye, is only Helena. To her, my friend, was I betrothed ere I saw Hermia. But like in sickness did I loathe this food, but as in health come to my natural taste. Now I do wish it, love it, long for it, and will evermore be true to it.
Methinks I see things with parted eye, when everything seems double.
So methinks, and I have found Demetrius like a jewel, mine own and not mine own.
Are you sure that we are awake? It seems to me that yet we sleep.
Our world has changed, it seems, in many ways. Then let us back to Athens. make our case. And by the way, let us recount our dreams.
The couples, Hermia and Lysander, Helena and Demetrius, exit arm in arm. Bottom suddenly awakes. His regular head has been restored.
When my cue comes, call me and I will answer. My next is most fair Pyramus. Hey ho, Peter Quince, Flute the bellows mender, Snug the joiner, God's my life, stolen hence left me asleep. I have had a most rare vision. I have had a dream, past the wit of man to say what dream it was. Man is but an ass, if you go about to expound this dream. Methought I was, there is no man can tell what. Methought I was, and methought I had, but man is but a patched fool, if you'll offer to say what methought I had. I will get Peter Quince to write a ballad of this dream. It shall be called Bottom's Dream, because it hath no bottom, and I will sing it the latter into the play, for Duke.
Bottom, quite delighted with this idea, exits. The scene shifts back to the house of Peter Quince. Peter Quince and Flute await the news.
Have you sent to Bottom's house? Is he come home yet?
He can be not heard of. Out of doubt he is transported. If he comes not, then the play is marred. It goes not forward, doth it?
It is not possible. You have not a man in all Athens able to discharge Pyramus but he.
No, he has simply the best wit of any handicraft man in Athens.
Snug enters.
Masters, the Duke is coming from the temple, and there is 2 or 3 lords or ladies more married. If our sport had gone forward, we had all been made men.
Bottom suddenly enters.
Where are these lads? Where are these hearts?
Oh, Bottom, O most courageous day, O most happy hour.
Masters, I am to discourse wonders, but ask me not what, for if I tell you I am no true Athenian, I will tell you everything, right as it fell out.
Oh, let us hear, sweet Bottom.
Not a word of me. All that I will tell you is that the Duke hath dined. Get your apparel together, meet presently at the palace. And, most dear actors, eat no onions nor garlic, for we are to utter sweet breath, and I do not doubt but to hear them say it is a sweet comedy. No more words. Away. Go away.
The acting troupe exits. Puck enters alone to introduce the next act.
4 acts have come and gone, and now we view the fruit of labors borne out in the wood. The world that Robin once had set askew now is rightened, running as it should. The lovers came and went, and now their wed love being stronger than Athenian law. The queen and ass, who once had shared a bed, now parted ways and know not what they saw. Our actors, not rehearsed, shall mount a play and do their best to please all those at court. Their welcome they shall surely overstay. The nobles love to witness foolish sport. Curtain up and see what fools they be. I'll see you next out by the great oak tree.
Puck puts on a small crown and becomes Duke Theseus, watching the play. Quince enters to deliver the prologue.
If we offend, it is with our goodwill, that you should think we come not to offend, but with goodwill. To show our simple skill, that is the true beginning of our end. Consider then we come, but in despite, we do not come as minding to contest you. Our true intent is, all for your delight, we are not here. That you should hear, repent you. The actors are here at hand, and by their show, you shall know all that you are like to know.
Quince exits very quickly.
He hath played on his prologue like a child on recorder. A sound butt in government. Who's next?
Snug enters, dressed as a wall.
In this same interlude, it doth befall that I, one Snug by name, present a wall, and such a wall as I would have you know, that had it in a cranied hole to show, though which the lovers Pyramus and Thisbe did whisper often very secretly. This loam, this rough cast, and this stone doth show that I am that same wall. The truth is so. And this is the cranny is, right and sinister. though which the fearful lovers are to whisper.
It is the wittiest partition that I have ever heard discourse from.
Bottom enters as Pyramus.
O grim-looked night, O night with hues so black, O night which ever art when day is not, O night, alack, 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 I fear my Thisbe's promise is forgot. And thou, O wall, O sweet, O lovely wall, that standest between her father's ground and mine, thou wall, O sweet and lovely wall, open a passage to blink through with mine eye.
Snug holds his hand up and makes a circle to see through.
Thanks, courteous wall. Jove shield thee well for this. But what see I? No Thisbe do I see. O wicked wall, through whom I see no bliss. Cursed be thy stones for thus deceiving me.
The wall, methinks, being sensible, should curse again.
No, in truth, sir, he should not. Deceiving me is Thisbe's cue.
Flute enters, dressed as Thisbe.
Thisbe!
My love, thou art! My love, I think!
Oh, kiss me to the hole of this vile wall!
I kiss the wall's hole, not your lips at all.
Wilt thou at Ninny's tomb meet me straightway?
Tide life, tide death, I come without delay.
Bottom and flute flounce off.
Thus have I, wall, my part discharged so, and being done, thus wall go away doth go.
Snug exits, slowly shuffling off.
This is the silliest stuff that ever I heard. Here come two noble beasts in, a man and a lion.
Snug and Quince re-enter. Snug is dressed like a lion. Quince is carrying a lantern, a stick, and a dog. Where the dog came from, we do not know.
You, ladies, you, whose gentle hearts do fear the smallest monstrous mouse that creeps on the floor, may now perchance both quake and tremble here, when lion rough in wildest rage doth roar. Then know that I, once Snug the joiner, am a lion fell, nor else no lion's dam. Or if I should as lion come in strife into this place, 'twere pity on my life.
A very gentle beast of good conscience.
This lantern doth the horned moon present.
He should have worn the horns on his head.
This lantern doth the horned moon present. Myself, the man in the moon do seem to be.
This is the greatest error of all the rest. The man should be put into the lantern. How else is it the man the moon? Proceed, moon.
All that I have to say is to tell you that the lantern is the moon, I, the man in the moon, this thorn bush, my thorn bush, and this dog, my dog.
Why, all these should be in the lantern, for all these are in the moon. But silence. Here comes Thisbe.
Flute enters as Thisbe.
Oh, this is old Ninny's tomb. Where's my love?
Snug the lion roars, and Flute runs back off stage, dropping Thisbe's cape.
Well roared, lion. Well run, Thisbe. Well shown, moon. Truly, the moon shines with a good grace.
Snug the lion grabs Thisbe's cape in his mouth and shakes it around.
Well moused, lion. Then came Pyramus.
Bottom enters as Pyramus.
Sweet moon, I thank thee for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright. For by thy gracious golden glittering gleams, I trust to take of truest sight. But stay, O spite, but mark, poor night, what dreadful dole is here. Eyes, do you see? How can it be? O dainty duck, O dear, thy mantle good, what, stained with blood? Approach, ye furies fell. O fates, come, come, cut thread and thrum, quail, crush, conclude, and quell.
Beshrew my heart, but I pity the man.
O wherefore, nature, didst thou lion's frame, since lion vile hath here deflowered my dear, which is, no, which was the fairest dame, that lived, that loved, that liked, that looked with cheer. Come tears confound, outsoared and wooed, the pap of Pyramus, I, that left pap, where heart doth hop.
Bottom stabs himself very dramatically, perhaps repeatedly.
Thus I die, thus, thus, thus. Now I am dead, now I am fled, my soul is in the sky. Tongue, lose thy light, moon, take thy light.
Quince as moonshine exits.
Now die, 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 die.
Bottom as Pyramus dies.
With the help of a surgeon, he might yet recover and prove an ass. Ah, but here comes Thisbe, and her passion ends the play.
Flute re-enters as Thisbe.
Asleep, my love? What? Dead, my dove? Oh, Pyramus, arise. Speak, speak. Quite dumb. Dead, dead. Two must cover thy sweet eyes. These my lips, this cherry nose, these yellow cowslip cheeks are gone, are gone. Lovers, make moan. His eyes were green as leeks. Oh, sisters three, come, come to me with hands as pale as milk. Lay them in gore, since you have shore with shears the shred of silk. Done, not a word. Come, trusty sword, come, blade my breast and brew.
Flute as Thisbe stabs himself dramatically, perhaps repeatedly.
And farewell, friends. Thus this beat ends. Adieu, adieu, adieu.
Flute as Thisbe dies.
Moonshine and Lion are left to bury the dead, and the wall, too.
Pyramus suddenly comes back to life as Bottom sits up.
No, assure you, the walls down the part of their fathers. Oh, will it please you to see the epilogue, or to hear a Bergamask dance between two of our company?
No epilogue, I pray you, for your play needs no excuse. Never excuse, for when the players are all dead, there needs none to be blamed. Marry, if he had writ it that played Pyramus and hung himself in Thisbe's garter, it would have been a fine tragedy. And so it is truly and very notably discharged.
Theseus removes his crown and returns to being Puck as the lights dim on the rest of the stage and the others exit, leaving Puck alone. As Puck speaks, we see the couples, Hermia and Lysander, Helena and Demetrius, Duke Theseus and his bride Hippolyta, and Oberon and Titania. They dance in the mist under the light of a midsummer moon.
Now the hungry lion roars and the wolf behowls the moon, whilst the heavy plowman snores all with weary task fordone. Now the wasted brands stoop low, whilst the screech owl, screeching loud, puts the wretch that lies in woe in remembrance of a shroud. Now it is the time of night that the graves all gaping wide, every one lets forth his sprite. In the churchway paths do glide. And we fairies that do run by the triple Hecate's team from the presence of the sun, following darkness like a dream, are now frolic, and not a mouse shall disturb to this hallowed house. I am sent with broom before to sweep the dust behind the door.
Now until the break of day, to this house each fairy stray, to the best bride bed will we, which by us shall blessed be.
In the issue there create, every shall be fortunate. So shall all the couples three ever true in loving be.
Trip away, make no stay, meet me all by break of day.
The dancing continues as the darkness shrouds the couples.
If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here while these visions did appear. And this weak and idle theme, no more yielding than a dream. Gentles do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And as I am an honest Puck, if we have unlearned luck now to scape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long, else the Puck a liar call. So good night unto you all. Give me your hands, if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.
Puck reaches out towards the audience as the lights fade, leaving only bare moonlight above to illuminate, until that too fades into a blackout. The end.
Paul, I don't think they're hearing any of this.
Thank you. Ah, fantastic. Usually gives me that little like, you're a muted thing. I appreciate that, Emma. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. A huge thank you to these 5 performers. You all did so well, and I am so proud of you. If you're watching at home, please take a look at these links down in the description below. Check out those donation links. Make a contribution today to one of these theaters, because these fantastic students are going to need theaters to perform at. So we need to keep the spirit of theater and live performance alive for when this all gets back to normal. One more time, thank you, all 5 of you. Such good work. I am so proud. And we hope that you enjoyed tonight's performance. Have a lovely evening.